The BJP legislature party meeting, in fact, in Tripura, in Agartala, has concluded at the moment, and what we're learning from our sources is Dr. Manik Saha, who is a Rajya Sabha member of parliament and the BJP state chief of Tripura, will be the next chief minister of Tripura. That's the latest piece of breaking news that's coming in right now. Manik Saha is to be the next chief minister of Tripura. He is a member of parliament. He is a member of the upper house of parliament. He is an Rajya Sabha member of parliament. He is also the president of the Bharatiya Janata Party in Tripura. In fact, he had been sent to the Rajya Sabha only in April. He was sworn in as a member of parliament from Tripura in the Rajya Sabha only in April this year. So it's just been a few months that he's been a member of parliament, and he is now expected to take over the reins from Biplab Deb. Suryagni is now joining me live on this. Suryagni, no surprises over there. We did know that there were some front runners, but you did list out how there were certain things that were against Jishnu Dev Verma as well. Pratima Bhaumik, someone very popular, but clearly seems to have been ousted in this race by Dr. Manik Saha.
Well, absolutely, Polami, as we rightly mentioned just a while back, one thing we really need to understand, just in November when the civic polls had happened in Tripura, including the Agartala Municipal Corporation elections, 13 out of 13 civic bodies were, swept by the BJP, and the opposition, couldn't even make a dent. The man who's credited for this entire performance of the BJP in Tripura rather, was Dr. Manik Saha, because he was the state president. He was known, to have formed the plans and how to go about it, and even he had a lot of say in the candidature of the people who had, fought the elections for the BJP. However, there was a Biplab Deb who was the chief minister, but due credit was given to him, as you rightly mentioned, that in April he was sent to the Rajya Sabha, and right now, almost let's say 6 months from November, we do see that as per our sources, Bolami, the next chief minister of Tripura state will be Dr. Manik Saha. He's a sitting Rajya Sabha MP from Tripura, and he's also the state president. What we do understand is that Biplab will be made the state president. If not made the state president, then he will be sent to Rajya Sabha. But as of now, as per our sources, Polami, the meeting has concluded, and the name that has, come up, there were two front runners, mostly we spoke about it, Dr. Manik Saha, the state president, and the MOS from Tripura, that was Pratima Bhaumik. Both had heavy, heavy support in the masses, and we spoke of how Jishnu Dev Verma would not be, selected as the chief minister of the state. But right now, what we do know as per our sources, Dr. Manik Saha, the state's president of BJP, is going to be the next chief minister of Tripura. Back to you.
Right. Also, can you tell us a little bit, Suryagni, about Dr. Manik Saha and what exactly worked in his favor?
Well, Polami, what exactly was in his favor was his past performance. As I rightly mentioned just a while back, that in November, when the civic elections happened, and you could see the Congress, the left front, and even the Trinamool Congress fighting it out heavily for, all of these 13 bodies, especially the, Agartala Municipal Corporation, which was ruled by the left for a long time. Manik Saha was the person who was leading the war. There was Biplab, yes, Biplab's face was there, but it was Manik Saha who has been credited time and again for his performance, for his strategies, and which made the BJP sweep these civic polls. The BJP won 13 out of 13 civic bodies. Of the 330 plus seats, the BJP has won 290 plus in throughout the state of Tripura in the civic polls that happened in November, and he was sent to the Rajya Sabha in April, as you rightly mentioned. So, and in a couple of months from that, right now, from November, when the victory of the victory march of BJP happened in the civic polls, he is all slated to become the chief minister of Tripura. So his performance, his past performance, is one of the key factors that has helped him get this particular the top job of the BJP. One very important thing, Paulami, that we also need to understand is that in a couple of 9 to 10 months the BJP will be facing the ballot for Tripura. So right now, what we do understand is that they want someone who has performed and who has proven himself. And Manik Saha has already performed. He has shown that he can, as the state president, he can win elections, rather sweep elections, and maybe that is the reason that has outweighed his name against all the other candidates or rather probable names that we were discussing on. Yes, Pratima Bhaumek was a very popular face, very popular leader, accepted by the masses, respected by political parties of all corridors. But this time, as per our BJP sources, it is Dr. Manik Saha who has been leading the BJP state unit, and now he is all set to, take over the administrative decisions of the state of Tripura. Back to you.
Suryagni, one of the biggest challenges for Dr. Manik Saha is expectedly going to be the factionalism within the state unit of the Bharatiya Janata Party in Tripura. That's going to be a huge challenge because there are camps inside the state unit of Tripura, and this 1 year before elections.
More than, the factionalism, what Manik Saha will be facing from right now is the fact that, the opposition will be drawing their guns at the last Chief Minister's tenure, that was 4 years of Biplab Deb. Be it the Trinamool Congress, be it the Congress, be it the left, everyone, is taking a dig at the fact that the BJP has decided to change the Chief Minister. And, we heard what Sudeep Roy Burman stated. He was the Health Minister. He clearly stated that this move is going to boomerang and going to hit the BJP at a spot where they'll be hurt most, that is the ballot. Simply because, all of these political parties, these political leaders, they claim that by changing the Chief Minister just a couple of months ahead, prior to the elections of Tripura Assembly, the BJP is accepting that the past 4 years of Biplab's rule was a complete failure. So this is what not only one political party but all the political parties of Tripura are accepting, and this is going to be the biggest challenge that Manik Saha or whosoever it was, be it Pratima Bhaumek or if there was some other leader who was elected as the Chief Minister, had to face. They had to face the fact that they will be constantly pitted against the 4 years of Biplab Deb that is being termed as a misrule or a mistenure by all these political parties. So this is more than factionalism. This is right now the biggest, issue that any person who would be, who as a Chief Minister would be facing in Tripura right now. That is the past 4 years of Biplab Deb. Back to you.
Right. Okay. So other than the baggage that Biplab Deb obviously has left behind for Dr. Manik Saha to deal with, speaking of Biplab Deb himself, he of course has just tweeted out, Suryagni, and he says, "I thank the central leadership and the people of Tripura for giving me the responsibility to serve Tripura as the Chief Minister. I have wholeheartedly served my state and will always work for the betterment of my state. Tripura shall definitely march ahead in the path of development. Jai Hind." As far as Biplab Deb is concerned, Suryagni, what is his future looking like right now? Are you saying that he could be accommodated in the same seat that Dr. Manik Saha will have to vacate in the Rajya Sabha, or he could possibly be made, again, another seat that will be, another position that will be vacated by Dr. Manik Saha, which is the state president's position? He could be accommodated in either?
Well, Paulami, one trend that we have mostly seen in BJP ruled states is that the Chief Minister and the state president are not one individual. That is something that we have seen, be it Maharashtra, be it Madhya Pradesh, or be it any other state or Gujarat. So what we do understand over here is that Manik Saha will have to vacate the state president's seat. And what we do understand is that either Pratima Bhaumek will be brought in as the state, as the state supremo for BJP, or Biplab Deb will be brought in. But one faction, one factor that we was just speaking about is that there was a lot of factionalism, when Biplab was the Chief Minister. So if Biplab is made the, state president of the BJP, there might be, again another faction which might revolt against him, because over the past 4 years, we have seen numerous such, examples where numerous such factions have revolted against Biplab. The biggest faction being the faction led by Sudeep Roy Burman, who was the second most important leader of the BJP in that particular cabinet. He was the health minister, and he walked out and he joined the Congress right now. So if Biplab is made the president of the BJP in Tripura, then there might be another round of internal wars. Now the BJP they have almost 9 to 10 months before the 2023 elections at Tripura, and the last thing they want right now is another a messed house. So the BJP will try and make sure that their house is intact, their house is in order, so that they can fight the 2023 elections as a whole. And that is the reason why when Biplab resigned and he got out, and the first press bite he gave, he clearly stated that they have to fight this together.
Absolutely,
and
they have
ready,
very
and
little time, and specifically Dr. Manik Saha has very little time. He has about 8 or 9 months, because the elections are likely to be held in the month of February in 2023. This is almost like the challenge that possibly another BJP Chief Minister, Pushkar Dhami, faced before he went into the elections in Uttarakhand. He had roughly about 5 months, and he faced an uphill task as well. So an uphill task is what awaits Dr. Manik Saha. Those pictures over there of Dr. Manik Saha being elected leader of the Legislative Party of the Bharatiya Janata Party in Tripura, flanked by Biplab Deb, outgoing Chief Minister Vinod Tawde, and Bhupendra Yadav, central observers of the BJP.